Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Gaming Quitte, the most delicious Quitte of them all, and today we're taking a look at the new prize showcase summoning banner in Dragalia Lost, featuring Cecile and Civilian Leif. Both units are not limited, and prize showcases start on a normal 4% rate, and anniversary is coming soon, so make sure you don't waste your last 2400 Wyrmite to try and get a unit, which will very likely fail. Let's take a look at Cecile first. She's a wind rapid fire mana caster, and her kit takes her mana true obsession fully into account. Because of this, let's take a look at her first ability before we talk about her skills. The potent placebo ability gives Cecile a mana true gauge. Once it's filled, which you can do by using either one of her two skills, it starts to gradually deplete automatically. She also gets certain effects while the gauge is depleting. Her defense is increased by 20%, her skill damage is increased by 10%, her skill gauge fill rate gets an 8% increase. Her Force Strike also gets powered up and deals more damage. While she is using her Force Strike and she gets hit by an attack that you could avoid by rolling or using a skill, she dodges the attack automatically and the mana true gauge gets refilled by 10%. When she shapeshifts, Cecile gets 50% of her gauge filled when the shapeshift is done. Now that we know about her gauge, let's take a look at her skills. Jump some Mana Chew is her first skill, which fills the gauge by 50%. When it's filled but being depleted, the skill changes into Scatterfall. This skill inflicts Stormlash and deals 30 hits of 73% damage. This means her skill deals 2190% damage in total. Since this is her shared skill, when you use it on a different unit, it will use the Scatterfall version. Her second skill, Munch on a Mana Chew, also fills her gauge by 50%. If the Mana Chew gauge is being depleted, the second skill turns into Poison Blast. As the name suggests, it poisons the enemy. It also grants a Strength Amp with a max team amp level of 2. The skill itself deals 10 hits of 115% damage and another hit of 987% damage, which comes up as 2137% damage in total. Interestingly enough, there is no cooldown on the Strength Amp, and the skill cost is only 6200, which for a rapid fire mana caster is basically nothing. The first skill has the same cost, by the way. This means both skills might be pretty spammable if you want to. Her core ability is the standard mana caster core ability, Gauge Accelerator plus 20%. Her chain core ability gives a 8% water resistance increase for 15 seconds whenever the unit inflicts Stormlash. Cecile is a bog resistant unit. Her third ability fills 20% of her first and second skill whenever she dodges an attack. This ability has a cooldown of 15 seconds though. So Cecile honestly seems pretty strong. It really depends on how quick the Mana Chew gauge goes down, but since the skill cost isn't too high, even if it's empty, you can pretty quickly fill it up again with her skills. It seems like the ideal way to play her would be to just literally stand in a red marker when the gauge is up, spam Force Strike and her skills once they are available to inflict afflictions. She seems pretty fun, and I wonder just how extremely good she might be in the Iblis fight. I also think Volk might be extremely good on her, because you get the bonus filling for the gauge once you end the shapeshift, and you want to shapeshift as much as possible with Volk, you gain strength amps with him, and since she inflicts poison and Stormlash, his aura will help to maintain those afflictions over a longer fight. He also gives 100% strength bonus, and that's exactly what a rapid fire mana caster needs to make the Force Strike stronger. If you have some dragon boosting core abilities in the backline, like Nod or Dragonheal Saintfried, she might become even better. I am honestly struggling right now because I really want this apparently strong powerhouse, and she's a hot mess. So I'm very tempted. Maybe I will give in, I really don't know yet. But if I give in, you will see it on the channel. Speaking of which, quick reminder, I make always super cool videos like this, so if you want to see them, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already to see all of my awesome cool videos. Thank you! Now let's take a look at Civilian Leif. Sorry, long day at work, that's the wrong picture. I mean, come on, they just basically look the same, so this could have happened to anyone. Anyway, Civilian Leif is actually the first Lightblade in almost over a year since Pecorine was released. His kit seems interesting, especially because he'll probably want to be used in the Iblis fight. His first skill, Gallant Sparrow deals one hit of 1783% damage. It also inflicts paralysis and applies Adaptive Suppression. Adaptive Suppression is a pretty new affliction which only Yukata Cleo applied to enemies so far with the help of her buff zone, or debuff zone. For Leif, the suppression has a modifier of 10%. What does this mean, I hear you say? This means that the enemy does 10% less damage against the element that has an advantage over it. If an elementalist enemy has this status, he will always deal 10% damage less with attacks that have no element. So let's say Leif uses it on Tartarus. Tartarus will now deal 10% less damage to every light unit in the party, but if you have a Grace on the team, for example, she will take full damage and can't take advantage of the Adaptive Suppression. The suppression from Leif's Gallant Supreme lasts 10 seconds. Civilian Leif's second skill, Unfettered Loyalty, deals 3 hits of 437% and 1 hit of 817%. This comes up to 2128% damage in total. It also lowers the enemy's light resistance by 5% for 10 seconds. This effect does not stack. Using Unfettered Loyalty also grants Leif a Strength Amp with a maximum Team Amp level of 2. Since he is a sword unit, Leif has the standard co-ability, which increases the Dragon Gauge fill rate by 15%. His Chain co-ability could be a lifesaver because it gives a one-use shield which nullifies up to 50% of the unit's max HP when the unit's HP drop below 50% of their maximum HP. That's a lot of HPs in that sentence, I'm sorry, could have written that better. This does not stack and apparently can happen more than once in a fight. His first ability grants Leif a unique Force Strike, which makes me want to believe that the overdrive bar from Iblis must be shredded fast, because both units on this banner seem to focus on Force Strikes. Leif's unique Force Strike deals 2 hits. If the second hit connects, it inflicts bleed on the enemy and increases damage dealt by the Force Strike by 20%. While you are charging the Force Strike, Leif is immune to knockback, as well as when he is executing the Force Strike. We currently don't know how much damage his Force Strike does, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be strong. Leif is a poison resistant unit and his third ability increases the duration of debuff skills by 20%. I have seen people be very confused as to why Leif is able to inflict paralysis. It's been a while since we've gotten a unit that can do that, I think, but I personally don't mind that. I do hope they bring back paralysis a bit more, but knowing the Sinister Dominion series so far, Iblis might have a pretty high resistance to that. Overall, at first glance, Leif doesn't seem to be that crazy strong, but I feel like his shield could be a Leif saver. I mean a lifesaver, and the Adaptive Suppression will also help in that area. Maybe he might be a good AI unit for auto teams? He might also pair well with Radiant Shungzang, who can lower the resistance for paralysis. But if that helps in the grand scheme, well, we will have to wait and see. I also like that Leif inflicts Bleed, an affliction that hasn't been seen in Light much yet. Overall, I think this banner is pretty alright, but I feel like Cecile might be the bigger prize here. Since you have to start at a base rate of 4%, I don't know if you should summon on this banner though, especially with Anniversary and Limited Season Hell upcoming. Right after Anniversary, there will be Halloween, then Dragon Yule, then the New Year's event, and that is followed by Valentine's Day. The upcoming month might be brutal, so spend your Wyrmite wisely and do not spend it randomly on a focus banner. Seriously, please, if I see another person do that, I'm probably gonna go insane. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like and tell me in the comments below what you think about the new units. If you want to discuss them further, join our Discord, the link is in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!